Hello guys, Harley in Taiwan here. I'm trying to come up with a new episode of my Taiwan Memoirs. I hope you enjoyed the last one. So anyway, I've been living in Taiwan, in this TIAC, this Taiwan International Youth Activity Center or whatever it was, for a while. And today I want to talk to you about a girl I got to know from Vietnam, okay? Because the whole experience was pretty interesting. I tell you in advance, she never became my girlfriend or anything, so don't think too much. So I was in, there was a Vietnamese girl moved into the TIAC. She was very young, she was attractive. Well, not overly beautiful or anything, but she was good looking and nice body and everything. And I was sitting in the lobby area watching TV, and I saw her leaving, probably going for school. And I could see that she was wearing some, I would say probably traditional Vietnamese clothing, which are like white, how can I say, like a nice white dress, but kind of look through. And she was wearing some, I don't know, like not even last century, like last millennium underwear under it, like a bra and panties that even my grandmother would feel, no, it's too old-fashioned for me. And it was visible. So anyway, she left. I kept watching TV, and she came back after an hour. And she came back like a scared little bird. She basically ran out of the elevator and she ran into her room, and there were tears in her eyes. So I caught up with her a couple of days later, and we started to talk, and I asked her what happened. And she explained to me that in Vietnam, the clothes that she was wearing that day are normal everyday clothes, and they are kind of looked through, but in Vietnam they don't have the habit of wearing anything under it. They just simply wear it, just that cloth. So you can see a little boobs there, a little pussy there, whatever, but nobody cares, because that's normal. But since she knew that Taiwan was a kind of conservative country, she decided she will put something underneath, but probably because of that, it was even more obvious that it's transparent, and with those old-fashioned undergarments, everybody was looking at her. She said that everywhere she went, people were staring at her like, I don't know, she was Celine Dion or something like that, and it freaked her out, like completely. So after that, she got some normal, quote-unquote normal clothes, and she got on with it. Now this girl, actually, as I got to know her, she came from a pretty well-doing, a pretty good family. With good money and everything. But at the same time, she was basically coming to get a husband, and it wasn't like getting a husband by chance. No, she was practically, literally actually, interviewing people, including me, whether that person would like to be her husband. Well, I told her she was very beautiful, very kind and nice, but I wasn't really looking for a wife, especially not in Vietnam, because of course the plan was to go back to Vietnam after that. Now, she actually hooked up with my good friend Jason, who was living next to me. He was from America, a short, kind of chubby and balding guy, but a very, very nice person, cool person to hang out with. You will hear from him about some other stories. And she hooked up with him, and they became boyfriend and girlfriend. They practically started to live together for a while. And the other thing what was funny about this girl is they invited me over to have some dinner or lunch, I don't remember. So I go over like a little bit earlier. Actually, they were next door neighbors, you know. Their room was right next to me, next to mine. And I'm going over, and she was cooking there on some electric stove or something like that. And guess what? She was wearing something like a bathrobe, but completely untied, you know, nothing kept it together. So I could see her from head to toe without any interruption, you know, any interference by some, you know, ugly things like clothing, you know. She was completely naked basically, but she had basically a bathrobe or something hanging on her. And Jason was in the room, and I went there, and of course my eyes popped out for a minute. I tried to act natural, but after about 2 minutes or so, it was Jason who told her, "Hey honey, don't you think that you should like fix your clothes a little bit?" And then she did, and then we went on. She was a wonderful cook. I enjoyed her meal, but the ice cream that my eyes were eating was sweeter than any dessert she made. Okay, well, I think that's about it about her. They actually got married. They went to Vietnam, and after about 10 years I still heard from them. Unfortunately not after that, but the last news I heard from them, they were living practically happily ever after in a huge mansion in Vietnam. So again, make no mistake, she was not marrying for money. She just wanted an American husband or foreign husband. Okay, that's it for not for today, but that's it for this vlog. I see you guys later.